Now, this madam who came to ask why should we trust Bharat, all these are preparations for a post-dollar world. Very interesting photos. Prime Minister Meloni, the Prime Minister, has tweeted about how in Pakistan, Lahore's administration changed names. The Iran conflict started with this objective. To weaken the dollar, empty oil tankers are heading to America. Understand? Why has it stopped? So when you do not trust Bharat, then you're... Now, this madam who came with the big question, why exactly should we trust Bharat? She came to ask our MEA representatives during the Prime Minister's visit and was clearly caught, because leaders do not take questions in a press briefing, yet she was still asking. And the kind of mess that she created, it obviously becomes clear that this is exactly how the paid media behaves. Her handle was then suspended because her actions were like that. They were suspension-worthy actions. So if you do not trust Bharat, then why should anyone trust your handle? This is the question I have. Prime Minister Modi has put out a tweet with Meloni. It went very viral, and the relationship between Bharat and Italy, our two nations are bound to become stronger because Italy is a part of the IMEC corridor. And you can surely understand the way in which America is dumping its allies, because it can no longer print dollars the way it used to do before. So it is quite natural that nations will begin to look towards other partners. When your primary support system starts to slip away, then you have to find other supports. This is somewhat the situation with the European Union countries. And in that scenario, Bharat also fits in perfectly at the right place and at the right time, considering the size of our population, the size of our economy, and our capacity. The capacity to maintain trade, no matter what happens to the dollar. So I think all the post-dollar preparations are currently underway, one of which you have already witnessed regarding how in Pakistan, the administration in Lahore has changed the names. All of these are preparations for a post-dollar world. Some very interesting photos have gone viral, all the photos of Meloni and Modi ji. And obviously, the days of being friends with America are gone. This is something I tweeted. There is a handle by the name of Kutniti Foundation. And what they have done is analyze a reporter from the BBC. The individual's name is Sautik Biswas. This gentleman, Sautik Biswas, has worked at the BBC for 23 years. This is what this individual looks like. And his... Right. So the media that you are reading, the print media, and the media that you are watching on your screens, all of it is completely paid. It is all paid and fake, completely paid and completely fake. There's absolutely no place for the truth in it. Right? So for writing 89% negative articles, it is obvious that this gentleman has also received a lot of awards from the West. And he must have had a pretty good time for 23 years on dollar-sponsored vacations in the West for the purpose of writing articles that are abusive towards Bharat. How many dollars must have been deposited? There will be vacations, there will be shopping. Someone from the West must have sponsored their child's education. So these are BB reporters. What will we call them from today? BB reporters. I have given them this new name, BB. So this Sautik Biswas of BB in his job this year had 6% neutral articles and 5% positive articles for Bharat. Meaning since this person was born, everything in Bharat has been going wrong according to him. Not according to me, but according to him. He is saying that since he was born, everything in Bharat has been going wrong. Obviously. Let's move on. The placement data for IIT Bombay is out. In 2021, it was 76%, then 89%, 82%, 74%, and now placements are heading towards 69%. So the B.Tech guys are not getting placed. So I am trying to explain that, brother. When you have created institutions to work for the West, you have designed institutions with the thought process of being slaves to the West. I mean, please get your own head checked. How do I produce children to be slaves for another nation? For that, you have institutions of national importance and built for Western slavery. Now, due to de-dollarization, placements obviously will not happen because it was all fake. So all these institutions that used to snatch children from our parents again and again, pack them up and courier them directly to the West so that they can work there, pay taxes, and take care of the parents there, the old parents, by paying lots and lots of taxes. Because then they do not need a birth rate, right? When you Bharatiya parents have given birth to them, you have raised them and made them ready. So obviously you should make them work and take care of the old Western parents. All thanks to the dollar. Now it will reverse. So there is bound to be pain in the IITs. It is obvious when you have built the institution with the thought process of Western slavery. So now in de-dollarization, the reversal will be painful. Have fun. Let's go. There is a handle here called Andrew, and he is explaining how it is not just the US, but also the UK, France, and Japan. Everyone's bond yield is going up. This UK 30-year yield that you see on the screen, the French 30-year, the US 30-year treasury, and Japan's 30. All four of them are going up. Why all four? He's surprised, right? Anyone from a finance background would be surprised as to how this could happen. So he does not know, right, that all the currencies of the allies are just isotopes of the dollar. By taking free dollar swaps, the artificial evaluation of the allies is high. So how will he understand why everyone's yields are going up? Have fun, enjoy the de-dollarization process. Let's go. Now here, Luke Gromen is saying that the time has come to revalue gold, and for crude oil, it should be decided per ounce that the valuation of a certain number of barrels of oil will be equivalent to that many ounces of gold. And then the dollar should be weakened, which is to say it should be devalued. Gold should be announced as a neutral reserve collateral and energy priced in gold, which I have been saying for 4 years will happen when the reset comes. So some barrels of oil will be equal to some ounces of gold, just to calculate the valuation, not to give real gold, just to calculate the valuation of that oil. So this is very clear. And Luke is saying here that the US and China cannot continue this dollar game anymore. It is coming to an end. So our viewers already know, of course, for 4 years. But the conflict, this Iran conflict that happened, it started with this very objective. That the pricing of oil should start shifting from the dollar to the valuation of some ounces of gold. The invoice that is to be generated, its valuation ought to be measured by a certain weight of gold and not by the dollar. Obviously, you can pay in anything. So Luke is also saying the same thing. Everyone understands what is going on. Now, there is this news about Google that you will only be able to use up to 5 GB of Gmail unless you provide your phone number, which means that they now require even more of your data. Basically, it is not about the data here. The point is that they have been de-dollarized. Now, the free things we were getting to use on Western platforms, that is going to become difficult as we move forward. So to use every Western platform, you will now have to pay money. Do you understand? They are de-dollarized. So you will see many tech companies merging in a short time. And they will merge so amicably that you will be surprised. Because our experts were considering America a capitalist country. They did not even know that it is a communist country. And they were thinking that some private sector innovation is happening. Now they will find out when these mergers happen so amicably, our businessmen will be so shocked. How did this company get in bed with that one? Because both of them were having fun with the dollar printing machine. That is why the deep state made them sit down together. So when these mergers happen, it will be a big shock. It will seem like, hey, this was its competitor. How did it sit with this one? because there is no private sector, neither in the US nor in China. It all belongs to the dollar printing machine. Let us move on. Over here, there is someone's handle. It is Whites, who is saying that living in the US has become the most expensive mistake of their life. They will understand it more and more slowly. Yes, as soon as BJP comes to power, it digs everywhere. I mean, everything gets dug up somewhere or the other as soon as it came to power. I mean, from your roads to everything, they will dig it all up. It will get dug up. Here, people are taking a different meaning of digging. But the truth is, as soon as BJP comes to power, your entire infrastructure starts getting dug up. Intuit is going to lay off 17% of its workforce. And from what I understand, this year, we would want the whole of California. I mean, how much of the tech sector will be left? That is the question, no? Because my prediction is by 2026 end, it is all over. So now they are slowly giving these shocks, some Meta layoffs, some Oracle layoffs. Now this one from Intuit has come, and did someone write in the comments that if Intuit's layoff has come, then not a single company will be left, everyone will have one. Our viewers already know this very well. Whether it is de-dollarization, the tech sector simply cannot be saved. All right. This is quite interesting, because the release valve becomes the dollar, and Luke is saying very clearly that the dollar is gone, it has to be devalued. So I feel that if the crisis event does not happen this year, then the government is going to have a very massive liability because of the maturity of the sovereign gold bond. Maturity starts from 2027, then 28, 29. That is how the whole maturity period for the sovereign gold bond will go. So before the maturity starts, gold will have to go down, and if it does not go down, then the government will have to make very large liability payments. So I think that this is one of the reasons why the crisis event should happen this very year. So the crisis should arrive this year, the dollar gets a major trim, and then gold goes down in rupee terms. And then in 2027, the government makes the sovereign gold bond maturity payments. Ideally, it should proceed in this sequence. But let's see what happens. 121 empty oil tankers are heading towards America. Do you now understand why Hormuz has been closed? Do you get why Hormuz is closed and why it is not going to open? It is because America's natural resources are to be used, and the rest of the currencies value will go up, the dollar will be devalued, and everyone will purchase that oil and gas from America. So people are getting surprised, because those who do not understand de-dollarization must be surprised. Why are these oil tankers heading to America? Let's move on. 35% of American home sellers have cut the prices of their properties. They cut them in April, they cut them before that, and still they are not going to sell, which our viewers know very clearly. But this is important, that when everyone realizes zeros will disappear from this, then obviously who is going to purchase the property? There is no buyer, right? So the housing crash that we had predicted is moving in precisely that direction. Okay, whoever wants to contribute, here is the QR code. You can do it if you wish, and everyone like the video. That is all for the day. Jai Hind, Jai Jinendra.